In a dramatic move, Russia publicly pledged to help China become a true nuclear superpower, signaling a seismic shift in global power dynamics. For decades, the nuclear club was dominated by the United States and Russia, but now, Moscow is actively ushering Beijing onto the main stage. This partnership is about more than technology. It's a strategic alignment that could redefine international security for generations. Russia's assistance could rapidly accelerate China's nuclear ambitions, both in energy and, more alarmingly, in its military arsenal. The timing is no accident. As Russia faces isolation over Ukraine and China competes fiercely with the US, their alliance is a direct challenge to the Western-led order. By joining forces, Moscow and Beijing are creating a united front, pushing back against democratic powers and aiming to build a multipolar world. A more powerful nuclear-armed China, backed by Russian expertise, could become more assertive in territorial disputes, especially over Taiwan and the South China Sea. This partnership forces the US and its allies to rethink their defense and diplomatic strategies. The Russia-China nuclear pact isn't just a headline, it's a turning point that could reshape the global order. The world must now grapple with the consequences of this new alliance. Russia and China were once rivals, but today their partnership is defined by shared opposition to the United States and the Western order. Russia, weakened by sanctions and cut off from Europe, relies on China as a vital economic lifeline. China, in turn, gains access to Russian military technology and a powerful ally on the UN Security Council. Their no-limits friendship is built on mutual interest, not ideology. Joint military exercises and surging trade show their growing closeness. Together they present a united front, defending each other against Western criticism and sanctions. When the West pressures Russia, China steps in. When China faces pushback in the South China Sea, Russia offers support. This symbiotic relationship allows both to withstand international pressure more effectively. Their alignment is reshaping global diplomacy, creating two competing blocs. The world is watching to see how far this partnership will go. Their growing alliance is a direct challenge to the status quo. Being a nuclear superpower today means more than just having warheads. It's about mastering both military and civilian nuclear technology. China's goal is to rival the US and Russia not just in weapons, but in nuclear energy, fueling its economy and climate ambitions. Civilian nuclear expertise, like building reactors and managing fuel, can easily translate into military capability. Russia's help in the civilian sector could directly boost China's military potential. For China, nuclear dominance is both a matter of national pride and strategic necessity. On the energy front, it's about growth and independence. On the military front, it's about deterrence. By pursuing both, Beijing aims to secure its place as a global leader. Russia's offer is a catalyst, potentially allowing China to achieve these ambitions much faster. The intertwining of civilian and military nuclear programs is what makes this partnership so consequential. Russia's nuclear expertise inherited from the Soviet Union is unmatched and makes it an invaluable partner for China. Rosatom, Russia's state nuclear giant, controls the entire nuclear supply chain and builds more reactors abroad than any other country. Its all-in-one business model, construction, financing, fuel supply and waste management, is highly attractive to countries like China. Russia's edge lies in advanced technologies, especially fast breeder reactors, which China is eager to adopt. Collaboration on projects like the CFR-600 fast breeder reactor is accelerating China's nuclear leap forward. Russia also leads in uranium enrichment and spent fuel reprocessing, crucial for both civilian and military programs. By sharing this expertise, Russia gives China a shortcut to scaling up its nuclear infrastructure. This transfer of knowledge is the core of their partnership and a major challenge to the global balance. Russia is handing China the keys to rapid nuclear advancement. The Russia-China partnership is being cemented with real-world projects and military cooperation. The Power of Siberia 2 pipeline is a symbol of their deepening bond, sending Russian gas directly to China and reducing both nations' reliance on the West. For China, it's a solution to energy security, bypassing vulnerable sea routes. For Russia, it's a lifeline as Europe turns away. Their military cooperation is just as significant. Joint naval patrols and bomber flights send a clear message to the US and its allies. These exercises show growing interoperability and a willingness to challenge American dominance in the Indo-Pacific. Russia brings combat experience, China brings modern technology and resources. Their joint activities project unity and strength, warning that conflict with one could mean facing both. From pipelines to war games, their tangible links are forging a formidable bloc. The alliance is no longer theoretical, it's being built in steel, energy, and coordinated force. The world must take notice of these deepening ties. The nuclear landscape is shifting from a US-Russia duopoly to a three-way contest with China's rapid rise. The US and Russia each hold thousands of warheads, governed by arms control treaties that provide some stability. Both maintain a nuclear triad, missiles, submarines, and bombers, ensuring second strike capability. China, until recently, kept a much smaller arsenal, focused on minimum deterrence. Now, with Russian help, China is expanding fast, building hundreds of new missile silos and aiming for 1/500 warheads by 2035. This shift moves China from minimum deterrence to near-peer status, complicating global arms control. The old bipolar model is fading, replaced by a more unstable, unpredictable three-power dynamic. The world is entering a new, more dangerous nuclear era. Strategic stability is now a three-way puzzle. The US is responding to the Russia-China axis with a mix of pressure, modernization, and alliance building. Sanctions target Russia's defense and energy sectors, while export controls aim to slow China's military tech advances. Congress is funding a major nuclear modernization, new missiles, submarines, and bombers, to maintain deterrence. Arms control is in flux, with China refusing talks and Russia suspending treaties, prompting debate over US arsenal limits. Strengthening alliances is key. NATO, Japan, and new pacts like AUKUS are central to US strategy. Sharing nuclear submarine tech with Australia is a direct counter to China's naval ambitions. The US is also competing in the global nuclear energy market, promoting safer, flexible reactors as alternatives to Russian and Chinese tech. This comprehensive approach is America's answer to the emerging Russia-China partnership. The contest is global, spanning economics, technology, and military power. Despite their no-limits rhetoric, the Russia-China partnership has real constraints. China's economy dwarfs Russia's, making Moscow the junior partner, a role it resents. Their strategic priorities differ. Russia focuses on Europe and NATO, China on the Indo-Pacific and Taiwan. Competition in Central Asia and historical mistrust linger beneath the surface. Russia's security elite remains wary of China's growing power along their shared border. Their alliance is defined more by shared opposition to the US than by common values or vision. If external pressure eases or leadership changes, the partnership could weaken. It's a pragmatic, transactional relationship, powerful now but not guaranteed to last. The cracks in their no-limits friendship are real and could widen over time. The Russia-China nuclear partnership is the most serious challenge to the US-led order in decades. Their combined strengths, Russia's nuclear tech and resources, China's economic and military power, form a formidable axis. This alliance could accelerate the shift to a multipolar world and make arms control far more difficult. They're building alternative systems, from trade in their own currencies to new economic blocs, to bypass the West. Yet the partnership is built on convenience and shared opposition, not deep trust or values. Economic imbalances, historical mistrust, and internal challenges could undermine their unity. The world is entering a period of heightened competition and uncertainty, but a full-blown new Cold War isn't inevitable. The US and its allies are actively responding, strengthening alliances and competing across all domains. The future global order will depend on the resilience and strategy of the democratic world. The final outcome remains unwritten, but the stakes have never been higher.